Changing times require changing strategies. Uh, COVID was the first test how we'd react, and it was basically chaos. Um, kind of amazing. I was surprised at how many people just did whatever they were told and locked themselves up and took vaccines. Um, but that's what happened. That was only a small test to what we're probably headed towards. And I believe AI is going to be the next one. It's really going to test us. I just want everyone to know that the powers that be want you scared. So the first thing you need to do is get control over yourself and not be scared. If you live in fear, they can control you. We can't live in fear. We're still all able-bodied human beings. We're able to take care of ourselves. We've become very dependent and taken for granted all this new technology, and if they do something, they can make it pretty rough on us. But you don't need to sell your soul to fit their agenda. You don't want to think the government would do something like turn off the internet. You don't want to imagine that, but it's possible. It's 100% possible. And it would be a way to get everybody to bend and do exactly what they want. I'm not sure what that could be. I mean, I hear, I read and watch other people talk, and one of them's the chip to make any transactions put into your hand or arm or whatever they do. There's a number of ways to just take your soul away. I mean, take your freedom away. And it'd be hard to not let them do it, but you have to not let them do it. If they did shut off the internet, you got to be ready, because credit cards wouldn't work. Communication would be cut down to almost nothing. I mean, I don't know how many people have regular phones anymore. I don't think many people do. Banks, you wouldn't be able to bank, because all banks are run on internet. I mean, if I go through the drive-thru and their internet's a problem, I can't even bank, and that's happened. If it was completely shut down, banking's over. Your money's stuck. And businesses, I mean, especially the larger businesses, your Walmarts and your Lowe's and your, big ticket stores, they can't operate if the internet's down. They got to close. Small businesses, I think, could probably get around it. I mean, barring that you won't be able to use a credit card. It's a little scary, but I think people need to realize it's possible. It's something that's possible. And instead of, all of a sudden just being scared to death if it does happen, you got to try to be prepared, and, don't panic. I think one of the biggest things we can do is, first of all, unite with our fellow Americans. And we need to do that before anything happens. That needs to start happening yesterday. This, everybody is against everybody division that's been created by our government is killing us. And it will kill us if we don't get together. They'll have complete control. And if you haven't figured out 2 + 2 yet, that's why they do it. Because they're together. They just got us apart. And we have to be together, all of us. No more red, blue bull crap. Everybody has to be together. Everybody has to be neighborly to each other, love each other, and work together. You don't have to like each other, but you got to work together. We got to become one huge team. Yeah, I know everybody thinks I'm a nut saying that, but I'll tell you what, if you don't, you'll pay the price. If you do it, we got a chance. We stand together, you got a chance. Um, I think small business owners should have backup plans, be able to handle transactions without the internet. That'd be a good idea. Um, these are things I think people should prepare themselves for, and business owners. Um, it's pretty damned important. So just stop the division. Start looking at your neighbor, whether they're on the agreeing side or the disagreeing side of your political beliefs. Take the stupid signs out in front of your house that say Trump or say Biden. Just take them all down, because you know what? None of them are going to help you. They don't work for you. You may think they do, and they put out a little bit every now and then that makes you think they do, but they don't. They work for big money, and that's it. We are just the feeding system for the big money. That's why consumerism's so big, because the United States is no longer an industrial superpower. We are a paper nation. Most of the money this country makes is on paper. It's in debt. We barely make anything anymore. I think 10% of the people own 94% of the assets in this country. Pretty sure that's the correct. You can look that up, but if it isn't correct, it's pretty close to correct. Meaning, the other 90%, or the other, we don't own much. We don't have much of anything. So what we do have is each other, and we have to remember that. And that's the only way we'll make it through this. If you don't think it'll happen, well, then I don't know what to tell you. But there's a good possibility, and the way they're working towards these chips, other countries are already doing. EU's are already trying to get the chip put in and stuff like that. So don't think we're not on the way, because I mean, eventually, I think what we're looking at is a one world government. I know it sounds not that good, but that is where things have been headed for decades, and I think they're speeding up the process. And AI it's gonna lean that way too. So I don't want to sound like doom and gloom, and it doesn't have to be. We're still all able-bodied people. Try to stay fit, keep your head on your shoulders, take care of yourself, and love your neighbor, and and try to get together with people. And like I said, the less divided we are, the better off we are. Just please remember that, and let's start working together and be prepared. And it's not anything to be scared of. It's just another phase of life. People always seem to pull through, always adapt, improvise. So, yeah, it's definitely not the end. It's just another step or hurdle to jump over. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a good day.